Welcome back to Parlor City Voice, the podcast about what's happening in and around the great city of Bluffton, Indiana. I'm Councilman Rick Elwell, along with Bluffton Mayor Scott Mincer, and this is episode 9 of the podcast. 9 times, Scott.
9 times.
One more and we'll be a double-digit memory.
Do you think we'll ever make triple digits?
I hope so.
Yeah?
I think I'm enjoying this.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good,
I think it's possible.
It's a good gig. It's possible. Yeah. So we have a lot going on. Weather's warming up, although it's going to be up and down. It is Indiana, so you don't know what it's going to do.
More sunlight now.
Right.
Thanks to that, one of your favorite things, daylight savings time.
So I'm trying to understand the origin of that. Like it was like for farmers at one time, right? Like, is that the real origin?
Wasn't it just for energy savings, right?
Was it?
I think so.
What do you think, Quinn? Quinn, the producer, do you have any idea about daylight savings?
I didn't catch the Jeopardy clue about this one, guys. I couldn't tell you.
All right. You know, a wise Indian once said that you can't cut the top part of a blanket off and sew it onto the bottom part and have a bigger blanket. So I kind of wonder if that's what we're doing with, daylight savings time. Think about it.
What?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to think about that.
It's an old Indian thing. Anyway, we're coming to you today from the Bourbon MD. A big thanks to them for hosting our location for the podcast. And of course, today's podcast, as always, being brought to you by Felger Hart Residential Services. If your furnace is kaput and you need a new one, or maybe you just need to up your air conditioning game over the hot summer.
It's probably time to check out the air conditioner, make sure it's fully going.
I'll bet it is. Give those guys a call. They'll come out and spray your grill out and look under the hood. So
I don't know if that's part of the process.
I don't know.
Is there a hood? I don't think there are.
It's not my wheelhouse, but I know that you got to spray something off and clean something. So
how about we bring out the board and get off this
You want to get the board out?
Let's get the board out.
All right, we're going to get the board out. Here we go. Yes. I actually received a video of this last week from someone.
I never got so excited about seeing millions of gallons of brown water flowing.
The $31 million-ish sewer plant is online and running well. And so it was a 2.5-year journey. And boy, just so many people to thank. I wouldn't know where to begin, but excellent job by all involved. Jackson Construction was the general on it. Yeah. The planning and the process went very well.
This is probably the biggest public works project ever in the history of the city of Bluffton. And it was a project that not only were we sort of mandated to do it by IDEM because the old plant was failing, but it actually provides the infrastructure really to the bulk of the county to be able to handle wastewater. You go out to Toxin or Kingsland, Murray, and even when you start looking down south, that's going to be in the plans as well. It's this plant that's going to support all of that. So when you talk about Wells County, you talk about the Bluffton wastewater plant.
And to be fair, our rates went up, everybody's rates went up. It was part of the process. We hadn't had a rate increase for 16 years. And, our hands were tied. We had to do what we had to do, but it turned out really well.
Yep, for sure.
So, great. So, OOR, Scott's personal crusade to get us this grant. How's it going?
Well, we think it's going well. So we resubmitted. We've talked about this project pretty much every podcast, I think.
I think so.
But we thought we had a great application. We missed it by a fraction of 1 point, and we went back at it. I think we got a really strong submission that just got submitted, and we expect to hear the answer by maybe the end of March, first part of April. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to start taking applications right now, even though we haven't gotten the official go-ahead. We're that confident that we're going to get it. So this application is now live on the website. You can download the application. Look, it's a little long. It's not our application, it's the state's application. We don't get to decide what the state asks for in terms of filling out this application. The city will be there to give you help to work through the application if you need it. And I'm not going to lie, I went through it and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of information. But the upside is if you're one of the 30 or so that get selected You got an opportunity for $25,000 of critical home repairs to keep you in your house. And that's what we're trying to do, is keep people in their homes.
So this can be heating and air related. It can be a new roof. It could be foundation repair.
Can't be foundation.
Can't be foundation. Okay.
Threshold repair.
Threshold. Okay.
Air conditioning,
Okay.
hot water heater. There are specific things that only qualify, but
I think electrical's in it too.
electrical, there's some stipulations with electrical, but there's some opportunity to get some electrical repair. So please go online, find the application, fill it out, get it into the city, and hopefully when the end of May hits, or I'm sorry, the end of March hits, we're going to be ready to roll. We think we're going to be able to help about 30 homeowners.
And that's great. That's great. I mean, the true essence of the program is to help people who can't help themselves stay in their homes, and this is a great program. So, yeah.
Yep.
Easy there. And OOR is just the tip of the iceberg for what we've got going on. We've got another grant request.
This is my second crusade. Okay. So these are called community project funding requests. Now what that really means for people who have been around the federal funding world, that's an earmark. So that is a funding request you make to your federal representative. In this case, our Indiana state representative in our district is Marlon Stutzman. You make that direct to his office. He puts it in front of the appropriation committees in Washington. And if you get selected, it's basically an automatic approval of a grant. That's in essence what it is. You get fast track to approval for a grant. We applied last year for some affordable housing money. We got turned down. And we talked about this in one of the previous podcasts. There were 7 applications to Representative Stutzman. 5 of them were from Fort Wayne. Only 2 of them were outside Fort Wayne. One was Huntington, one was Bluffton. Huntington got theirs, we did not get ours. Not a happy mayor. So I'm back at it. And this time we're gonna put 2 in, try to double our odds. And the 2 we're going after this time is, we need a new water tower on Indiana Street. It is very old.
It's chunks of lead paint falling off of it. We need a new water tower.
Paint falling off of it.
It's a big deal.
That we're not quite sure its origins, but we're planning to replace it with this style of water tower that you see around the rest of the town. And we're asking for $2.2 million to make that happen. And we put in a second request. And Rick, I know this is a project that you're keenly familiar with.
Absolutely.
And passionate about.
So we tried to run this up the trails funding tree. Like, we wanted to see if we could get this into trail projects. So this is a pathway that would take us from State Road 1, Main Street, out 124 East to the trailer park area. It's a very dangerous situation for a lot of folks. And you brought this up, and I'd forgotten about this, but I went back and looked. If you do the Google Earth and you look overhead at that area, you can see a couple of distinctive footpaths have been worn into the earth by people going back and forth to different things on the main highway. This would provide a safe walkway for those folks to get back and forth. It's dangerous.
And honestly, if we don't get some help from the federal government on this project, it probably doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's very expensive, and I know that's hard to understand, but we've already done some pre-engineering, so we understand what needs to be done. It's just really pricey to do these kinds of things. And
so just to give you an idea of how expensive it is, that $1,004,000, that's not the whole thing. That's us still kicking in 20%. Mm-hmm. That is less than a mile of pathway to make this happen. So it's almost $1.2 million for less than a mile. That's how expensive these projects are. But we've done a lot of surveys on it. There's a lot of public support for it. And so we're putting it in. And as your mayor, I'm going to keep putting in these projects every year to try to bring some of these federal tax dollars back to Bluffton.
Let me ask you a question. So does it do us any good for folks to reach out to Marlon Stutzman's office and say, hey, would you please support this project?
So honestly, I wouldn't.
Okay, I don't know. I just thought I'd ask.
So, we're going to be in contact with Marlon's office. We've been in contact with his aides. We're going to try to bring him down here to physically see these sites. But I don't know that that moves the needle, so I'm not asking people to. I think we've got some real strong narratives. We've worked really hard on this. And just to give you a little bit more context to this, we got the word from Representative Stutzman's office that these were opening up on February 28th. They were due today at noon. That's how much time we had to prepare these 2 grant applications. Wow. And a big shout out to Katie, our new director of the mayor's office, and Brandy and myself. We worked all through the week. We hit the send button on the first Friday night, came in over the weekend, finished up the second one, hit the send button late Saturday night to get that in on time. So there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes to make this happen.
Now, if you're watching and you're in Marlon Stutzman's Euchre group and you happen to put a good word in us, across the card table for us, I think that's all right, isn't it?
It is all right.
Okay, I'm just throwing it out there.
As long as you're in the Euchre group.
Well, or whatever.
One of the things that I've tried to do since I've taken office is go visit a lot of the communities in Northeast Indiana and see what they're doing differently downtown. And almost every successful downtown has some sort of art component to it. And when you think about the plaza, one of the things that stands out about the plaza is the mural.
Absolutely.
And I think that mural really set the plaza to a new level, and it really has become one of the landmarks of downtown. And there's a lot more that we can do in terms of art to make our downtown more beautiful. But we really haven't devoted the time and the effort in it. But we do have a lot of very creative people in this city. So what we've done is we've created a Parlor City Arts Committee. And right now that's made up of the Parks Department, Bluffton Now, and the Creative Arts Council. So that's a brand new committee. They've met a couple of times, and we've already started a couple of initiatives that I want to make you aware of. So the first is that we applied for what's called the Creative Convergence, and we got funding for that. It's going to be a small grant, $5,000 award. We're going to go down to Ball State for a couple of days. We're going to work with the Indiana Arts Council. We're going to work with Ball State. We're going to come up with some concepts that we can utilize that grant funding for. Don't know what that's going to look like yet. That's why we've got the committee, but we've got a little bit of seed money to start to do some more arts projects downtown. Along with that, we were also selected, we were one out of 15 communities selected for the Rural Placemaking Studio. Now this is a longer term project. We'll have some public forums to get public input. We'll be putting a plan together in terms of how can we create some placemaking, some arts placemaking downtown. That could be in the form of painted crosswalks. A lot of communities do painted crosswalks. Sure. Don't know yet. Again, this is sort of a step-by-step process, but what this plugs us into is the IU community, where they can help guide us through this process and give us a lot of ideas and sort of coach us through from start to finish. So, one, we're looking for artists. If you're a local artist and you want to get plugged into this group, please contact us. There's going to be some more surveys going out to the community to ask the community what they want to see in terms of arts. But the message is we're going to pay attention to bringing more art downtown, because when more art is downtown, more people come downtown to see the art. And if you've been to Decatur has rotating art displays downtown, and that's been one of the things downtown that's really set them apart. Yep. And I'm a little bit competitive, so whatever Decatur does, we've got to one-up it.
Downtown Huntington has artwork too.
That's right. So
some of it I look at and I really don't understand, but that's okay. I don't have to.
That's not the threshold,
That's
Rick.
not the threshold.
You understanding it is not the threshold.
Yes.
So does that help?
It does. I was going to tell you, so if a toilet on your front lawn with daisies in it, is that artwork?
It is not. Okay. Let's move on.
All right. Just thought I'd ask.
So here's an interesting thing. This is probably an odd topic for us to talk about on this podcast, but one of the things that I've noticed, in my first 7-8 months as mayor, is that a large majority of the calls that come into the mayor's office are about trash pickup. And it's actually astonishing how many calls that we take into the office about trash. And to be clear, if you have issues with trash, that is the place to call, is the mayor's office. And typically, the call is that trash has not been picked up. And so I hauled Republic down to the mayor's office this week, and we talked about this, and what are all the things that impact trash not getting picked up. And to be clear, there are times it gets missed. And if it gets missed, call the mayor's office, we'll contact Republic, and we'll get them back out there to pick it up. But one of the other things that Republic wanted us to share with everybody is that it does matter that you place the trash cans in their appropriate locations. Because what happens is there's a big mechanical arm that reaches out, picks up the trash can, and dumps it into the trash truck. And if they don't have enough room to get that arm out to pick the trash up, they are going to move on by. If there's something impeding it overhead, they're going to move on by. So what their recommendation is that the trash bins must be 5 feet away from any other object, and when you've got trash and recycling on the same day, that the two containers are 5 feet apart from one another.
Now, this is a great opportunity for me to bring up something that probably should be in the Just Saying segment, but I'm going to go ahead and do it now. If you live on West South Street and you place your trash cans in the middle of the road like it's some kind of automotive obstacle course, please take a note to this drawing right here so I don't have to maneuver my vehicle around your trash cans because you set them in the middle of the road. Rant over. I'm done.
So somebody came in this week and they said, hey, my trash got picked up, but the only thing that was left behind was a wheel. And so we asked Republic about that. So here's what happens. These big mechanical arms, sometimes they will do damage to a cart. And if the driver knows that it's done enough damage, he just goes ahead and puts the cart right into the trash. And whatever is left behind is left behind. So if you show up one day and you've got a wheel on the ground, call the mayor's office. We will make sure another trash can gets delivered to you. Now, some people don't like calling. So what you can do is you can sign up at republicservices.com and you can create an account. You don't have an account at Republic because everything gets routed through the city. It's on your utility bill. But you can create an online account even when you don't have an account number, and that will allow you to communicate to Republic that says, hey, my trash can is gone, I only have a wheel left, or you missed my service today, or my trash can is damaged, can you please bring another one? You can do that all online now rather than calling the office. So you've got two options, and what the Republic representatives told me is that if you do it online, that's very efficient, that they get those right away and they respond to them very quickly. The other thing is if you sign up for that account, it can actually tell you where the truck is in its route. So it'll tell you whether it's already past your house or not. So a good opportunity to get online information through Republic Services. So again, don't call the utility office if you got a trash complaint. I know it's on your utility bill. Call the mayor's office. We'll get you sorted out.
Okay.
All right, Rick. It's quiz time.
Well, what is this? What is this? It's hinged. It's got a place for a padlock. Is it some kind of fancy sewer vent at a secure facility? I have no idea what this is. I don't even know what to say about this.
This is what's called a monitoring well.
So I'm close.
You're sort of close. So this is out on one of our brownfield site downtown. We've talked about this site a couple of times.
We have. You're right.
This site has got some contamination in it, and it's been being monitored literally for a couple of decades now, maybe more than a couple of decades. So what happens is they open up the box, and they literally go down into this pipe, and they pull up some water, and they go test the water to see what the level of contaminants is.
Okay.
And they're trying to eventually see, is the contamination level gradually subsiding just over time? And the reason it's encased by iron or steel or whatever that is because they don't want it broken.
Yeah,
right?
That makes sense.
So they don't want it knocked over
I don't
and broken.
see any three-eyed frogs in the photos, so it must be going well.
So again, this is part of a project that the city is monitoring and IDEM is monitoring very closely, and we're very hopeful that we're going to take this parcel and turn it into something good.
We intend to do something very cool.
Something very cool.
Very cool.
And that is a big tease for a later date.
Very cool. Oh man, look at this dude.
I know you're a dog lover.
We've seen this guy before, right?
No, we have not.
Haven't we?
No.
Okay.
This is a new one.
I am a huge dog lover, and this is Odin, 3-year-old male husky. He's full of energy, enjoys walks on the beach. He would do best in a home with an active lifestyle. He also enjoys playing with his mates and scrapbooking. So,
to be clear, you don't need a beach in order to adopt Odin.
okay, well, I might have ad-libbed a little bit of that.
You know a little bit about dogs that are full of energy.
I do. Our dog is a mix of lab and border collie. She's extremely intelligent, easily bored, and her favorite game in the house, if you leave anything small that belongs to you laying around, like a sock, she grabs that sock and she runs to you and she says, "Look, I've got your sock. What are you going to do about it?" And the game begins.
I don't know if Odin's going to do that, but in college, I was part of a fraternity, and our fraternity dog was a husky, great dog. And look at the eyes. I mean,
beautiful
come on.
eyes.
Beautiful
Those
blue
are great,
eyes.
Great dogs.
So Odin, go check him out at the animal shelter. Let's find him a new home.
All right.
All right, so a couple announcements. The Mayor's Prayer Breakfast is coming up April 9th at 7:30 at the Commerce and Visitor Center, or the Chamber Building, as it's commonly referred to, on Water Street. $20. We're going to have Whitley Yates. If you've never met Whitley, a young, energetic person with a lot of experience, a lot of background, full of great stories that she can share with you. She's been on almost every major cable news show that you can imagine. It's going to be a great speech. I know you've heard her speak before,
I have
Rick.
heard her speak, and I've talked to her a couple times, and she's a great human being, great person, and I think it'd be worth just showing up to see her. In addition to you, of course.
Well, of course.
Clearly.
But we want to pack the house. We want to have the biggest crowd we've ever had, and Whitley is one to see. So please come out. All right.
It's official.
So it is official.
It's
so
official.
Something that I'm pretty passionate about. Something I talked about in the State of the City address. We've got some civic organizations around town that need membership, and some that have gone by the wayside. And I'm trying to bring one back, and that's the Kiwanis.
Yeah, this organization, it hasn't been gone too long.
Not too long.
But it has been gone. And so there's a number of us that are involved in this initiative. And Scott's been really lobbying for it and passionate about it. And of course, the Kiwanis in general, their mission is to help kids and to empower kids and to create leaders. And I think it's going to be a great addition to the community.
We talk a lot about how do we keep families here, how do we keep kids here,
Right.
How do we make sure our kids are engaged, how do we give them activities, and that is part of the mission of Kiwanis, and it's part of the reason I'm passionate to bring this organization back. I've made a personal commitment that within the next 30 days, we're going to get 20 founding members of Kiwanis.
So I wanted to ask you, and I know you're doing a lot of personal interaction in that effort, but if somebody who happens to see the podcast is interested, you want them to reach out to you directly, call the mayor's office, or what?
You can call the mayor's office. We're gonna show a QR code here in a minute, and hopefully our producer Quinn, when we produce this podcast, he can put a clean image of that QR code that you actually can scan. I know he can do it. He's a very talented guy.
If someone sends me the QR code.
Well, I'll make that happen for sure.
He had that look. He had this it's almost like he was
We'll get by that.
verbally protesting or something.
But again, I think civic organizations are important. We talk a lot about third places, community engagement, social capital. This is a piece of it. And again, I've made it a personal commitment. Rick's going to be a founding member.
We're going to do it.
So
we're gonna
searching for 20. We think we're about at 15. So I think I need 5 more.
So somebody said to me today, oh, what are you going to do? Man the street fair booth? Yes, the Kiwanis did do that at one time, but the intent here is to do more. Not
Well,
just
that's a
that.
good segue. So let's go ahead and segue to that.
All right.
So this is an example of what some other Kiwanis clubs across the country have done. Through their efforts, through their fundraising efforts and collaboration, an inclusive playground in Iowa. Now, we don't need one. We have one. That's Wicker Park.
Wicker Park, yeah.
But the point is that the Kiwanis organization in this community rallied the troops and made that happen. A recreational complex in Washington, a very cool complex, a wildlife sanctuary, and community communication boards. Those are for disabled kids to be able to communicate in Michigan. The point is that an active Kiwanis group can place a landmark that will last generations in our community. And you've seen landmarks by other civic organizations.
Lions Park.
Lions Park, Kehoe Park.
Kehoe Park.
The Rotary has done some great things in the plaza. So as we bring back Kiwanis, my mission is to do something big.
All right.
So yes, we can have a booth at Bluffton Street Fair. Those sort of things are important. But I want to rally this organization to do something big and leave a legacy. So if you want to be part of an organization that's going to leave a legacy that you can look back on and you can say, I was a part of that, here's your opportunity. Join the Parlor City Kiwanis. And here's how you do it. Here's the QR code.
Quinn, the producer, there you go.
I will personally email this to Quinn, the producer, so he can embed it into the video footage so you can get a clean shot of it when you watch this video. And this will take you to a survey. If Kiwanis isn't really what you want to do to get involved, this survey will give you opportunities to tell us maybe there's some other things you want to get involved in. So check it out regardless. Just if you want to get involved, we're building a participating city. And speaking of participating,
Yes, we have a very active and, I might add, nationally recognized award-winning Parks Department. And that is steered and anchored by Brandy Fichter. And so this is her list of, hey guys, can you mention these things on this episode of the podcast? So you want to start on your end of the board?
we've got a Lego build going on. That's March 17th at the Bluffton City Gym, ages 7 and up. So come on out, let's build some cool Lego projects. Easter's on its way. We've got the Easter hunt, of course, which we have every year.
Yep. Senior snippets, there's a number of activities for seniors.
No, but you missed the other half of the Easter hunt.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the Easter dog bone hunt.
So for the person who goes out and adopts Odin, you can bring him to the dog hunt where dogs get to participate.
Are we doing this at our canine gathering area?
You know, I'm not sure. No, it's at Roush Park.
Roush Park.
At Roush Park. So
Okay.
I've got now 2 dogs. I'm going to bring my dogs.
How is Barkley, by the way?
Barkley is doing very well. He's got a lot of energy.
Scott wasn't satisfied with 1 dog. Scott wanted 2.
So I'm going to bring Wentz and Barkley out to the dog park.
I'm not
for
sure
the
how
dog bone hunt.
crazy Dale was about that, but it seems to be working out.
It's working out very well.
Okay. All right. Also, senior snippets, there's a number of things this spring that you can get involved, including presentations on foreign countries, gardening, healthy living tips, spring crafts, there's a movie club and more. And then finally, the Earth and Arbor 5K Dash. It's a run for the earth, and you can, it's a stay for the trees. It's April 18th. It's $10, and it kicks off at 9 a.m.
Are you going to dash 5K?
I won't dash. I'll walk.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Footwear's, I don't even want to, I'm not going there. Let's move on.
Just saying.
All right. Yeah. Just saying. I just have a couple things this week. and I'll be quick about it. So I was driving on South Main Street last week, and I had to go like several times for a couple days back and forth down South Main Street. I couldn't help but notice that, and NDOT, I hope somebody is listening. I couldn't help but notice that our South Main Street right now, I think the surface of the moon would be a smoother drive than South Main Street is right now. There are potholes there. I saw a DNR truck there. They were measuring it for depth. I think they were going to stock it with fish. All right? That's just how bad it is, just saying. And NDOT has moved our project, I think, twice. Correct?
Yes, twice.
Twice. Now, I love you guys at NDOT. You do an amazing job. You do. But please, I've seen, there are vehicles that will literally disappear into a couple of those holes if they hit them just right. Just saying.
Now, just to be clear, this is a state road.
Yes.
This is not a city road.
That's why I'm bringing it up, because this is a state cared for.
Well, maybe everyone doesn't know exactly. When we say NDOT, that means Indiana State. It's a state road.
Yes.
And they've been promising to refurbish this road for years, and to your point, it's been pushed out and pushed out. I think it's not going to happen until 2030 now. Right. And we're going to get sidewalks promised as well along State Road 1. So if you ever wonder why haven't you fixed sidewalks along Main Street, it's because this project is supposed to take care of it.
Waiting on the state.
Waiting on the state.
And there's one more thing, and this was pointed out to me on social media, and I'll explain the difference here. So as you cross our Main Street Bridge, you'll notice a speed bump at each end, which I think is inappropriate for a highway where the speed limit's at least 30 miles an hour through that particular section of road. So NDOT, let's do away with the speed bumps, and let's just make a proper joining of the bridge to the road, shall we? And by the way, I was informed by our street superintendent, Mr. Tim Simpson, that is on NDOT's list. It is a separate project though. So if you've ramped those bumps going either direction, I'm sorry, I guess, even though it's an Indiana State Department of Highway thing, but I'm just saying, they're not speed bumps. Fix it, please.
I noticed there's a lot of traffic themes in the Just Saying segment.
'Tis the season. You know, the windows are down, everybody's paying attention to the roads.
Well, I think the first Just Saying, you talked about scraping the little hole.
Yeah.
And looking through, peering through the hole.
Porthole.
Porthole.
You're
Right,
porthole in it. Yeah, you don't want a porthole. It's
me.
dangerous. It's a dangerous thing. It's a bad habit to teach a young person.
You've got a lot of anxiety about driving, I think.
I have a young person who is still trying to get behind the wheel and drive, so I have a reason for anxiety, Scott. As a matter of fact, well, I don't want to get into it, but let's just say this. He's got a ways to go. He's better, but every ride is a terrifying new experience. And these roads don't help. Thank you, NDOT.
All right, we're
done.
We're gonna finish up with this. What do you call a group of flamingos?
Flamingi?
No?
That's good. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've been working on that. I have no idea, Scott. What do you call a group of flamingos?
A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance. A flamboyance of flamingos.
Flamboyance.
So there is your trivia of the day. So the next time you go to a trivia event and they ask what a group of flamingos are, the correct answer is not a flock, but a flamboyance.
Flamboyance.
So I thought we would end with that.
You know, out of all the things I wanted to store up here, that's not one of them. But now
I am here to expand your knowledge, Rick.
I want a T-shirt. Can you get me a T-shirt with a definition on it?
Will you wear it?
If you get it.
All right.
Rick, I've got a great polo for you. Episode 2, I got made fun of for my flamboyant polo it was very tropically themed.
Yeah, that thing. How many stations you get on that thing? Was extremely loud.
Well, you know, sometimes you like to spice it up a little bit.
All right. I think we're going to wrap up episode 9, shall we? All right. It's been the Parlor City Voice. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.